Hi, hi Lavinia. Thanks for joining in. And thank you to everybody else as well who has decided to not take an afternoon nap and join us today. I'm going to wait for Kamna to plug in. I think we still have 2 minutes to go, so she'll connect at 3 o'clock. If anybody has questions, please do put them down right away. I think Kamna has joined in.
Hi, Tanya.
Hello, how are you?
Very well. How are you?
So nice to see you at this end.
At this end, right? I mean, not on the other side, but it feels very different to be on this side. I've done it once, and it's scary. It's nervous.
Oh,
Nerve-wracking.
it's not at all. I think, I mean, we just need you to talk and share all your
I'm
experiences.
just happy that I'm doing this with you. So that is the comfort level that I have. So I'm very happy about that one fact.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm sorry, we're probably going to keep you away from an afternoon nap, a much deserved Saturday
You
afternoon
really
nap.
think I sleep, Tanya? You know me better than that.
Well, I know you don't sleep at night. I do know that. So
I don't sleep even in the afternoon. The amount of work that I have, it doesn't allow me the luxury of sleep right now.
I know. So I think that is actually very pertinent to the topic today, right? Because we have gone in this, we're occupying this world digitally right now.
Correct.
And I'm going to ask you, I'm going to take you up on that a bit later in the conversation. But we have a lot of people who've joined in. Kamna Malik does not need an introduction. Everybody knows who she is. Everybody on Instagram knows who she is.
Yeah, everybody on Instagram knows that who she is. That's it. That's where the popularity quotient is.
Just to reiterate, Kamna is head of India Design ID, the most successful event of the year in the design industry, and she's also brand director of Elle Decor India. Kamna, my first question, I don't know how many people know who you are and your journey. So because I know that, and I've known each other for such a long time, I'm going to ask you to tell us a little bit about how you got where you have today.
Sure.
And this is also for people, because I know there are a lot of young people here who want to follow a path like this. So we would get to learn a lot and, share your experiences, insights, whatever it is. Tell us all about it.
Yeah. Tanya, I think my life in general is a perfect example of that quote, which is that life happens to you when you're busy making other plans. I had never ever thought I'd be doing what I'm doing. So I'll say it's a lot to do with destiny, with things happening at the right time. It's a combination. Of course, I'm not going to take away the hard work and the, education and all of those things away, but it's, it happens only when a couple of things come together and the puzzle fits in. But, if I have to sum it up, so I think everybody, most of the people who've kind of heard me before talk, they know that I am, so I studied law. I was studying law and I was about to do my master's in corporate law, and I decided that, so I come from a family of lawyers. My mother is a lawyer. Her side of family is full of lawyers.
Oh, wow.
So my home atmosphere is nothing media-like. It never was. My father is, he works with he's an economist sort of a thing. So he's into agriculture. He works with economy, and he works with international entities and stuff. So he was this studious person. Like, my childhood was, nights with him were always like, reading was a mandatory part in my life. Like, it was such an important thing. And my mother is a lawyer. Her family is full of lawyers. So media was not even on the radar. Like, I'm the first one to get into the media space, to say so. So I was studying law. I decided that I'll take my mother's footsteps, and I got into the best law school of the country that time. And I was about to go for my specializing in corporate law, and I was like, this is not what I want to do. Of course, life also took a certain couple of turns at that point of time. So I was like, this is not what I want to do. Forget it. I studied, and then I got into journalism and then media, and then I did B school, and I was kind of juggling a lot of things, and design just happened. So my first job was actually with the Financial Express, and then the second one was with a magazine called Time Out, which used to be in Bombay at that point of time.
I remember that. Yeah.
Exactly. So it was a city-centric magazine. So they had Bombay and Delhi and Bangalore, if I'm not wrong. And they also had this one division which had contract publishing, where it was a B2B thing. And for a client, we started doing a broadsheet at that point of time. It was nothing fancy. It was, I think, a 10-page broadsheet that which was about design and all of that. And little did I know at that point of time that this is going to become my life. And that's how things started. So from there on, I went to times where Trends was just launching. I mean, Trends, I came on that time when Trends had just launched. I mean, I was on that issue from the second issue types. So that was a very, very interesting experience. You know, you're working with a brand which is just starting out. You're working 10 times harder on that brand. You know, we were a very small team. And the same team used to also do another magazine called BBC Knowledge. So
really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so there used to be, it's not there anymore, but there used to be a magazine on nature, science, and history called BBC Knowledge. That used to be a bi-monthly magazine. So the same team used to do Trends, which used to be a monthly magazine. And then we used to do BBC Knowledge, which used to be a bi-monthly. The pressure was insane. The expectations were insane. And that was a time, I'll have to be honest, I can't take away the fact that I am today what I am because of Trends. I mean, Trends is that one landmark phase. And I have to say that, you know, my then boss was very, very, I mean, I've had the highest regards for her because she let me do what I wanted to do. I mean, she was, you know, that's when I launched the Trends Awards for Design and Excellence. And her support was immense. Her kind of inputs were immense to become what it was. And of course, I spent like 6 years with them. And then I said,
that's how
we met. Correct. And then I said that, you know, this is not what I want to do again. That this is not what I want to do. I want to do something more in life. And that's when India Design ID happened. So I did not ever join Elle Decor as an editorial person. That Trends was my last stint as an editorial person. I never did editorial after that because I was like, this is not the space where I want to grow into because world was changing. We had just started, you know, Instagram had just happened at that point of time. Things were shifting. And I was like, editorial is not what I want to do anymore. I want to get into events and stuff. And that's how India Design ID happened. So I joined them to work on India Design ID. I was not heading India Design ID at that time, but I was working on that initiative. I was playing a very key role there. And then it happened. I got the experience. I loved it and all of that. But things were changing again. That, you know, like my family also was saying that, you know, you need to maybe relook at what you're doing. But I was like, no, I'm very busy. I'm very happy what I'm doing. And then life again played a certain role. And I was pushed to take a sabbatical. It was not, I mean, believe you me, it was not something by choice. I had to take it because the circumstances were such in my life. But believe you me, those 2 years of my life are the best years that I've spent in the UK. I mean, I couldn't have been happier. I couldn't have been more at peace. I couldn't have had, like, I remember
connected and yeah, I think she's back soon. Sorry about this, guys.
I think we just had some technical glitch. Sorry.
Yeah, Instagram acts up. Sorry.
Yeah. So like I was saying, those 2 years of my life, Tanya, were the happiest years of my life. I think I've been at peace with myself. I've been doing things that I always wanted. I was working with museums. I was studying. I was traveling to my heart's content. Everything, So when I went, I know I didn't want to go. I was in that frame. I didn't want to go. And I'll tell you a secret. I went with 3 bags. I went with 3 suitcases. When I moved into my apartment, for the first 2 months, I just unpacked one. I was like, I am going back. I am not staying here. This is not for me. I am going back. Cut to after 2 months,
Really?
I was at home and it was the best days of my life. Like I'm really admitting this. The day I had to come back to India, I know I had India Design ID. I was coming back, of course, to head that initiative and do a lot more interesting stuff that I want to do. But I was crying. I cried my heart out. And today also, like anybody who knows me closely, they know in an eyelid, in a heartbeat, in a blink of an eye, I will go back. I'll drop everything and I'll go back. Because I think it just...
Me too.
We'll go to... There is some glitch.
Can you section maybe?
Right now.
I would.
I just... Are we good?
Can you hear me? Is this better?
Yes, I can, but it's pausing. Are we here?
Reconnect. You can't
Yes,
hear me.
now I can hear you. Now I can. Now it's okay. Perfect.
You want to reconnect? If it happens one more time,
Sure.
let's reconnect. Okay?
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
we can do that. Yeah.
So it was,
wow.
I mean, it was liberating. It was an experience of a very, very different kind. I learned what curators do when they're working at big museums. How does London Design Festival happen? How do the experience was immense. I got an opportunity to do things that I had never thought I'll be able to do. So I came back as a very, very refreshed person, and I think that was the outlook I tried to bring into my work now. Like since the time I've come back, that is that one outlook that I try, because there's a lot of scope-tastic things here as well. It's just that you need to have the right means and the right support to do it.